Don't look under the internet.
Oh, yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, that's a thing you can do.
Oh, yeah?
That's also, unfortunately, a thing you can do.
What's that YouTube monetization?
Man.
Gone, you say?
Oh. Well, those noises are not swears.
That's true.
They're not.
Those were swears.
Now
we're
swore.
fucked.
Oh, yeah. Now we're fucked.
Hello,
100%
everyone.
fucked.
TP,
Welcome.
shitty, fart,
False.
poopy.
Welcome to Don't Look Under the Internet, a podcast where
Come on,
we'll
dude.
scare you sometimes.
Okay, before episode 100, there has to be just
Internet horror podcast.
God, so close.
Internet horror
You were so
one word
close.
away, right?
show.
You were so close.
An internet horror show. Webisode. Remember those?
We're an internet webinar.
Webinar.
An internet
Please,
seance webinar.
That's Jason.
Hi, we're an internet horror comedy.
That's the one. That's Doug.
Hi, we're an internet horror comedy.
And I'm Joel McHale from The Soup.
Ah,
I prefer him in the community.
He is
Mr.
very good.
Mr. Machale.
Mr. Machale. Machale.
Match Hale
Match
himself.
Hale.
So, Match Hale himself.
Yeah, he's a good boy. You
What
know
do you
what?
have to say to us today, Joel?
I have to say,
Yeah, what TMZ do you got for us?
my name is Joel, and I'm here to say,
You couldn't have gone with the Dean rap. You were like,
I don't know
you
the
were
whole thing.
starting.
and Obama's scared of me.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened.
$1. I'm so sorry.
I don't know what came over me.
I love that. It's time to Tina Turner. The clock's back.
Haha.
Diluti. House
Above your head.
Here's the thing.
What is the thing?
We got 3 people that I'm gonna say their names.
A shout at real
I'm
quick.
gonna shout at. I mean, yell at. Yeah. We have Ozymandias.
Ozymandias.
Which he took time out of his time of framing Dr. Manhattan for a fake nuke attack to give us some money every month. So that was really cool. Thank you,
Thank you.
Ozymandias. Sorry about your cat thing from the movie that gets murdered. We have Carson Ellis, which Carson Ellis sounds like the name of like a very popular like B movie actor. Like you
like
see
an
him.
actor from the B movie.
Yeah.
A very popular actor from the hit
yeah.
movie B movie.
You like jazz?
Starring
Bill Hader.
Bill Hader.
It's not Bill Hader. It's fucking Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah, it's Jerry
It is
Seinfeld.
Jerry Seinfeld. Holy shit. how did I
and the
not know
fucking
Have you ever really
Hader guy.
like,
What's
have
his
you ever
name?
really thought about it? Like, this woman was gonna fuck a bee.
that? Yeah. 100%.
I would. He's
Well,
wearing
he's
a
got-
turtleneck sweater.
He's gonna die.
We also have Frodaddy Mercs.
Bro Daddy Mertz.
Not to be confused with GoDaddy Merch.
Oh.
Yes.
Is this
I'm just gonna say it right now. Fuck GoDaddy because they're the worst.
Remember those weird like porn commercials they did for a while there?
Yes, I
Where
do
it's,
remember
like,
that.
The women stripping,
Yeah.
like, find out what happens next on GoDaddy and go there and they're like, buy a website. I'm like, I'm not.
This isn't what was
I was
advertised.
12 trying to look at boobles.
I wanted to see boobs, and you showed me coding, and
Yeah.
I don't
This is
appreciate
garbage.
that.
And then they got, what's her name? The race car lady, Danica Patrick. To do
Kerchow.
GoDaddy.
Yep.
Kerchow.
Yeah, and they changed their whole tune.
Kerchow.
Although I will say, Frodaddy Mercs sounds like the screen name that like the CEO of GoDaddy would have just to spy on their
Like his
competition.
secret one. Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm totally normal customer.
His
too.
his profile picture is the CEO's, but they just have like a fake mustache on it.
just the classic glasses with the
Yes.
fucking nose and the.
Yep. Totally normal human.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ozymandias, Carson Ellis, and Frodaddy Mercs. You are
Hell
the
yeah.
special people, special wonderful people of the day, of the week. Love you dearly. Kisses. Mwah.
Mwah.
That's what I have right now.
That's our house. Oh God, sorry.
That's our
That was
housekeeping.
our housekeeping.
Yes, that
My
was our
throat just tried to
housekeeping.
kill me.
I guess I can grab a broom if you want me to do more housekeeping.
Go ahead, man.
All right, I'll fucking get right on that shit.
This is
excused. You
actually
can-
just an ASMR episode of Mike sweeping concrete floors.
Remember that time I excused Mike the one night? I was just like, you can go home now.
just get out of it. Just go.
We
We decided we don't. Yeah, we decided we don't need you.
You're done. You're done.
It didn't work out well for me.
No, he's still here.
Yeah. I'm still here, much like the internet is still around. People thought it was a fad in the 90s, but it's not.
No,
It's not.
People did think it was a fad, and
Yeah.
it's still here.
It's stuck
Today's
around.
episode, we're covering the internet.
We're covering the internet.
The entire
why
internet
you don't
from A
look-
to Z.
Why you don't look under it? But there are a bunch of viruses that you find on the internet.
There
you
are
know?
a lot of viruses.
Some that can affect your computer,
as long as you have a PC, yes.
and some that can affect you. Kind
That
of.
doesn't sound right.
And you know when you have that that little something stuck in your throat, and you're like,
Were you about to do the SpongeBob? You were like, kind of like, you're kind of going there.
you know, you got like something like stuck in your throat, and you're just like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then
ECKVA.
and then you
Like
talk
you say
about like,
ECKVA a whole bunch, and
yeah,
maybe it'll come out.
Yeah, and then you talk about computer
Like
stuff
the word
too.
ECKVA, spelled ECKVA, exactly like that. Is
Yeah.
that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Would you
Okay.
throw a .net?
Sorry,
Whoa.
I just had to.
Look at that bird. He's on a scooter. Did you hear it? Whoa. Just did a kickflip. Gnarly. Or whatever you do on a
Tubular.
scooter. Yeah, Reaganomic.
Insert noise here, please.
Yes.
Yeah, we're talking about ECKVAnet today.
ECKVAnet.
ECKVA.
ECKVA.
I will say, enjoyed this one thoroughly.
Yeah.
This is probably one of my favorite ones we've done in a while. Super creepy.
Yep.
very fucking
Very creepy. The people that you see in this thing, spoopy screepy.
Yep.
Loved it.
Scoopy poopy.
Scoopy poopy. Oh, I forgot to say, if you want to be the beautiful, awesome person of the week and get shouted out, patreon.com/deludipod, chuck in something. Or chuck in nothing.
Yeah.
But if you chuck in
All the
nothing, you won't
options.
be able to access content. So you're kind of just,
You're just kind of there at that
yeah,
point.
it's
You're in
a,
limbo.
it's a cow's opinion. It's a moo point.
It's a moo point.
Yeah, it's from
God.
Friends.
A moot.
Moo point. A moot
Speaking
point.
of,
Yeah, he's not here today,
yeah,
sadly.
he's not here.
Yeah, we just
Um,
kind of brushed past that, didn't we?
He had more important shit to do.
Yeah, Moot Jay Simpson was not able to make it today.
No.
And that's okay. We all need breaks.
Oh yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he's at like a concert or something. He's going to see like fucking
Britney Spears, I thought it was.
modern baseball or something like that.
Football ass.
Football ass. He went to go see Come Girl.
Come girl, yeah, come girl 8.
Yeah,
Come Girl 8, yeah.
To be fair, that was a
Bangers.
fucking fantastic
Yeah,
set.
what a fucking
We were
banger
all
of a
very
band.
drunk, though.
We were
Yeah.
very
What
drunk,
was
and
the
everything
other
was
one?
better.
Who was the other one?
It was Come Girl 8, and it was the one like right after them.
That's what I
Oh,
mean. They're
God.
good too.
What the fuck were they
I
called?
don't know, but you and me were like, "I love you" to the the lead singer. I forget her name. We're both just sitting there, just like,
We're,
so much.
for those of you who are confused about what the fuck we
It
are
was
talking
Riot
about, yeah, we're
Fest.
talking about Riot Fest.
If you look at the Riot Fest, there's Come Girl 8, and there's another. You guys,
there's another
talk for a second. I'm gonna look it up.
related female band.
You people talk for
pretty
a
sure.
second. I'm gonna look
Yeah,
it
I
up.
wish I could remember. It was fucking weird.
I feel like that would stick out in my memory because like Come Girl 8, like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
not going anywhere for a while. That's going to replace like How I Do CPR or some shit, which is not great considering what profession I'm in. But
Mannequin pussy.
Mannequin Pussy.
Yeah,
I
I knew
knew
it was-
Mannequin Pussy is the shit. I fucking love them, especially live.
They are the squirt.
They are the
There
squirts.
are the squirt. Yeah, there is another band there that I want to see that we didn't called Surfboard, but that's okay.
Surfboard.
Surfboard.
Okay.
I thought you were gonna say butthole surfers.
Also, Guar, Miss Guar, but that's okay.
Yeah,
Guar's
I
good.
will say we miss Guar for
Cool
good
Bordello.
measure. Yeah.
Yes. It's just a fucking great
Yeah,
time. If you
I
guys have a chance to
saw-
go see Cool Bordello, I know
Yeah.
I've said this before. Go fucking see them.
Yeah,
It's
I
so
saw
good.
the Get Up Kids, and I will say, very enjoyable.
Good.
It was very enjoyable. Never heard them before. Nate's like, "Oh, this is one of my favorite bands." I'm like, "Cool, let's listen."
Let's go.
Good time.
Everyone shut up.
Did he say, "Get up, kid"? And then
I did. He did. The guy came up to the mic. He's like, "Get up, kid," and then he walked off, and everyone was like, "Yeah."
That's what we were here to see.
Yep. Woo! So back to ECKVAnet.
Yeah, back to the bird scooter that was so eloquently placed before us. What the fuck was
that's
that?
still so hot. That's been sitting in this thermos for like an hour, and it's so hot.
Well, maybe you should put it in not a thermos because,
No, because
as
that would get cold.
I was informed earlier that thermoses keep things hot.
You know, I need to
And
open it
cold
up
things
a
cold,
little
And cold
bit.
things cold.
I need to open it up a
let
little.
it breathe.
Let
Take
it
the
breathe.
fucking cap off. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
it's
It's like a
Cold.
fine wine. You gotta let it breathe.
Got a hole now. I don't want to get too cold. Anyway, ECKVAnet, go.
Start talking.
all right,
Ready,
all
go.
this bad boy.
So before we get into ECKVAnet, there is a elephant in the room that we have to address.
Where?
Don't talk about Jason like that.
Well, you see, Jason,
It's so rude.
not an actual elephant, but
A metaphorical one.
yes, that is correct. So,
That is correct.
for those of you unfamiliar with ECKVAnet, well, fuck you first and foremost.
Hey, I was
But-
unfamiliar for like ever.
Just proving my point harder.
Prove me harder, Daddy.
So, ECKVAnet is the precursor to something called Clear Lakes 44. Now, Clear Lakes 44 was a short-lived spin-off series of an online horror series that I'm sure all you ding-dongs fucking know
Yes.
called Marble Hornets.
Yeah.
Bead bees.
What?
Sphere Bee!
Spear bee.
So Clear Lakes 44 had just a large amount of cryptic hints before its premiere. The guys that did Marble Hornets are, let's be real, gods at making ARGs. They nailed it with Marble
I am
Hornets.
so excited to do Marble Hornets because I've not watched a single Marble Hornets video my entire life. So this is going to be good.
It's so good because it was Slender Man before it got all weird and teen boppy. But
And murdery.
I digress.
Yeah,
So
and murdery.
Clear Lakes 44 was first hinted at from a mysterious tweet made on the Marble Hornets Twitter. This was in 2015 in February, just 8 months after the final Marble Hornets entry was published. And then 5 days later, a live stream held by members of Marble Hornets basically got interrupted with static and a large 44 once he began coughing towards the end of the stream. And then the upper left corner, it had some text that said, "We can see you." And underneath it was some pixelated Japanese characters of the number 8, which can be split into 4 plus 4. Anyways,
Woo!
so basically on April 4th, they showed off a heavily distorted behind the scenes video containing references to marblehornets.com, a site made by Alex Crayley to advertise Marble Hornets.
I'm just
and then,
glad that you heard that too.
Yeah.
You didn't hear that?
Mm-mm.
It was
It
like
sounded
hey,
like
hey,
a-
do you hear? I no, I
No,
thought
it's
I
not
heard it
there
again.
anymore. It was like
It was
a
like a-
howling.
Oh, I thought it was another fart.
No, that was,
Another?
Are you sure it wasn't a
It might have
giant
been
fart?
It might-
no.
Just
I
a
don't-
Doug, if you
wet
want- if you-
sloppy fart.
I understand the confusion here. We're not just medding. Like,
So there's actually a
it
noise
was
that
actually
happened.
like a howling noise. That Mike and I was-
that wasn't a bit.
I was like, damn it, y'all, like, come
legit,
on.
legit heard something.
we both were just like, what the fuck?
It's the fucking gnome in your sump pump or whatever.
It's moot. He's in my pipes.
Oh,
Ew.
god damn it. All right, so long story short,
Sorry, Doug.
as I was so rudely interrupted,
I can't wait for him
Hey
to
man,
put
that was a real thing. Like it was a howling noise. I don't know what that means,
can't
but it
wait
freaked
to-
us out.
hear this after post of just the sloppiest sound.
Oh yeah, just the sloppiest, shittiest sound.
oh yeah, it's
effect
gonna be the
pop.
wettest
Oh, yeah.
fucking just cheek slappingly fucking disgusting.
We're gonna hear it. Just gonna be like, did you hear that? All like creeped out.
Did you hear that? Yeah, Mike just shit his pants. And he's trying to blame it on his fucking house.
I'm
Love
so sorry,
that. Love
Doug.
that for us. Mike's broken. I wish he was on camera, but Mike is fucking actually broken right now.
He's literally crying.
Blaming it on the house.
Oh man.
Go ahead, continue, John.
You're good? We're all good here?
Yeah, we're good. We're listening.
right.
We're paying attention. We are here to hear what you have to say.
Cool.
Cool.
So, where was I even? So the
tell you.
first broadcast of Clear Lakes was uploaded on the Marble Hornets YouTube channel on August 3rd of 2015, and then the channel was renamed to Clear Lakes 44 / Marble Hornets. All right, so the first broadcast.
Wowie zowie.
Doug just lost every ounce of will to live.
Go ahead, Doug.
Say words now.
Say words.
Say the words that you were gonna say.
Shitty,
Oh, okay.
poopy fart, shitty.
You know, I do see that written down in your notes. So that makes sense.
Sometimes I just be adding them places, you know.
You got to add
For
the
good
shitty
measure.
poopy fart balls just in case.
All right, so the first broadcast was uploaded to the Marble Hornets YouTube channel in August of 2015, and it was then that they renamed their YouTube channel to Clear Lakes 44 and Marble Hornets. And then fast forward about a year, all these different ARG elements started happening. There was like a live user base playing this Clear Lakes 44 ARG, and then in 2016 of April, Troy, the creator, basically announced that it's just canceled due to in-house issues. They said, get fucked, eat a shit, lick an ass, whatever it is. Basically,
Kiss my piss.
kiss my piss. Why did I say kiss my piss? So yeah, but the videos on the main channel were then made unlisted, and Troy stated that he planned to move the videos to another channel while he rebooted the series from scratch. This is where we get the new series, ECKVA.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to TLDR a lot of this first part because we are going to basically give you guys a twofer on this one. We're going to go through all of the videos that you can watch in ECKVAnet, their YouTube channel, and then we're going to do an analysis video as a part 2, basically.
Yep.
So, as we normally say, go ahead and watch along with us while we do this. It's a pretty easy watch. I'd say maybe an hour at most, maybe not even. The videos are
It's like
anywhere
1 to
from
3 minutes.
Yeah, 1 to 3 minutes long.
Yeah. It's super fun. Like it's so much fun.
It's very well done. If you like Marble Hornets, you'll like this a lot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, this is probably one of the more well done Analog Horrors ARGs
This is
that we've done.
This is a little of both.
Yeah, this is so again, this it is an ARG simply because of all the puzzle elements that existed right before the YouTube uploads.
Yep.
But it's analog horror in the fact that after those start, there's not a whole lot of like code breaking involved or like
Yep.
real world locations and stuff. So it's kind of like a hybrid.
Yeah, it's definitely a good way to put it because
It's a hybrid for every man.
Well, you know, why don't I just explain how we get to the YouTube
We're
in
gonna
the
cover
first
that,
place? Wow.
Shout out to Jeff. Follows us on Twitter.
Doug's like, can you guys please shut the fuck up so I can keep going?
I do that. All right, so the series first begins on September 25th of 2016. Now, everyone that had played the Clear Lakes 44 ARG and given out their email prior got an email from D. Scott, the D. Scott account.
Yep.
And then this obviously led to everyone in the THAC forums, going crazy, trying to figure out what's going on. And setting their own theories about a continuation of the spinoff. So this is like a sequel to Marble Hornets. Now we've now come this far into a failed attempt at rebooting the series to now this, which we'll go over why we might not call this a reboot, but definitely a spinoff.
It's something.
Yeah, so eventually ECKVAnet would be discovered with various emails from D. Scott and the internet theories concluding that the site is meant to be the database of fears. And one day later, the Marble Hornets Twitter renames itself to ++++//11V% star.
So you going over that, like that triggered how the person that figured out what that said figured it out. But go ahead. I'm so sorry.
It just rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
And so the Marble Hornets Twitter sends out a bunch of tweets and images that helped all these people eventually find ECKVAnet, the YouTube channel. And this would soon go online through various sublinks being found, for the website, through hidden numbers and phrases and images and all this bullshit that we will cover in our next episode. The typical ARG elements that we normally like to kind of brush over. Mm-hmm. But there's a reason why we're doing this episode and why we want to set it up the way we're setting it up. So,
yes.
Everyone prep their anuses because it's going to be a bumpy ride.
Yeah, this is, again, log this date. This is the first time in Deludi history that we think we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
Mark it on your calendars.
Very special day.
We either do or we don't know what we're doing.
What is, you got to do, just pour it into your cup. I don't care. Just, You got to get that out of that container.
My tongue.
So, moving forward from whatever this is, on October 13th, the ECKVA YouTube channel was created, uploading its first video, ECKVA1, at the same time. So, of note was that at the end of this video, we see some notes, but we'll go over that in a minute.
Yeah, most of these videos are going to have some notes towards either, I mean, scattered throughout, but a lot of them end up being at the end of the video. And there's reasons why that is. And again, we'll go over all of that.
One of my
real quick, just before I forget, the reason that that's important, that seeing these note logs at the end of the videos, is because if you watch Marble Hornets, it's a very direct correlation to how the editing is done in that series.
Yeah.
So
thank you for being polite there, because I could see in your eyes you're like, real quick before I forget, what you really wanted to say was
shut your fucking mouth and let me finish my goddamn sentence.
I appreciate the professionalism. My favorite thing about this series so far is with the YouTube videos, he just tells you everything.
Yeah.
You don't really have to crack many codes. We did that before getting the videos, like Doug was mentioning with all the
you had to do
Clear
that
Lake stuff.
You had to do that to figure out like the foundation of this story.
Yeah, but there's like moments in like these videos, and we're gonna go over it in a little bit, where he's just like, "Oh, I found this website. After trying a lot, this is the password." I'm like, "Great, I don't have to try." Thank you.
This is the main reason. So like a lot of the analysis videos that are out there on this right now have a great media of video that we do not have. But that being said, you can't play this game currently. Like, not like they wanted you to back when it was first happening.
Correct.
The Twitter is a damn near nightmare to try and find the old tweets from. So basically having these online forums and having some sort of somebody logging this like for you is a great way to go about it, obviously.
Fucking godsend is what it is.
So basically you had to have played the Clear Lakes 44 ARG.
Yes.
To then even have an inkling of a chance to play the very beginning of ECKVAnet.
Yep. You also had to have known, like you had to probably have followed Marble Hornets. Or at least known a decent amount about it.
And there are, I'm sure, a ton of people back before I was even aware of Marble Hornets that were playing it while it was airing and shit like that, which I'm envious of them because I would have loved to have been a part of that. But because of where we are at now, and because we're covering what we are, what has been quoted as season 1 of ECKVA, basically we're going to run through the YouTube because that's pretty much all you have at the moment.
Correct.
And then we're going to go and explain everything that led up to it because it just makes more sense that way.
Yeah.
So, pretty much all we have to do is go over the videos and...
part 2, we're going to dive a bit deeper. This one.
Yeah. Part 2 is going to be the deep dive. That's going to be the,
gonna be a little bit more
the
lax.
code breaking, the ciphers, the puzzles, the connecting accounts, like all the little in-between details that you'll be missing from just watching the YouTube videos.
Yeah, there's a lot of things happening behind the scenes that if you just watch the YouTube videos, you really wouldn't know.
Yep.
I didn't know.
So,
and this is one of those series where like you need both.
Yep.
A lot of the things we cover, they do tend to rely heavily on the YouTube, and then like Twitter or Instagram or Facebook or even just like random websites are just like ancillary at best. This one, it's like you need to pay attention to all of it.
Yeah, they all provide a good backbone to what's happening.
Yep.
The whole story makes more sense once you know everything.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I mean, let's start at the first video, yeah?
Let's fucking go.
Let's dump into it.
Let's dump into it, boys.
All right, so
All at once now. Oh, you guys didn't do it.
we needed a countdown. We needed a countdown
All right,
for
next
sure.
time, because there's the refractory period, and it's just that's too much trouble right now.
All right, so we're gonna start with video 1 that is uploaded, and this is called ECKVA1.
ECKVA1.
Very, very great
These
title.
are super easy to catalog because most of them are just ECKVA and then the video number.
Exactly.
It's great.
So one thing that you're going to notice before you even hit the video, well, I guess I noticed because this is what I do for a living now. But basically, the comments are turned off on the videos and there's no descriptions on any of the videos.
Yeah.
So you get that a lot of that prime info that you would sometimes get from that, or maybe even led to another video, doesn't exist here. We're just getting straight video, and that's all we know.
It's so lovely.
It's so sweet.
It's so nice. And every video is like 30 seconds to like a minute long. Oh, God, it's so.
It's yeah.
And like I
chef's
said,
kiss.
yeah, the episodes are short and they ramp up fairly quickly. And I have the ramp up videos, if I had to say.
You sure do.
Yeah, it doesn't wait till halfway through the series to be like, oh, by the way, this is all fucked.
Yeah. So we'll start with ECKVA 1. You get greeted with an ECKVA logo. And then it says so many new things are coming to your television set. And then it says stay inside. And then it says see what's important. And then it says notes in a black screen, and it then says none.
Womp womp.
So
No
the
notes.
very first video is definitely the teaser of the bunch. For when they found the YouTube, they were like, all
Oh,
right,
shit,
well,
motherfucker.
what's coming? So we now get to ECKVA 2. It says ECKVA is hiring. Our career fair is next, and then it cuts off and it says competitive pay, challenging work, health benefits, but behind all these things are like a very like, you know,
Like
generic commercial, like a
Some elevator music.
yeah, it's very
it's like
very
healthcare,
analog.
and it's just
Analog
like a-
horror-y.
Yeah, it's like healthcare, and it's just like a doctor with like a pill bottle, just like, oh.
Yeah.
Do. Just like some weird ass. Yeah.
But when it says health benefits, you see the doctor holding the pill bottle. For just a very split second, the screen cuts with this like red background, and you see this super creepy face with the words "Do what's important" behind it. And then it cuts right back, and it says "Apply now," and it says www.ECKVAnet/careers, and then it cuts to a black screen that says notes, and it says all it says is "When was this?" And that's all we get for the second episode.
Good second start.
Yep. And obviously, there's a very blatant URL that we won't cover right now, but we will be covering it in our analysis
In
episode.
the interim, if you'd like to try and visit this site, please feel free.
Yeah, you can definitely go and visit the site. It's not shut down or anything. Some of the links throughout this whole thing do not work anymore, but most of them do.
Or they're going to look different.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
What's the site?
ECKVA.net/careers.
.org.
.orgasm.
Okay.
So, the third video is ECKVA 3. And it says, the classic ECKVA screen greets you again. And then it says, Alice Pastry Test 452, Copyright ECKVA Network Department Children's Program. We then cut over to a very creepy white blobby person with a background that's just like all scribbles, and they're just walking around. And then it cuts to a horrible noise that is just unintelligible. You really cannot tell what the fuck it's saying. It's purely nightmare inducing. Absolutely.
It's like if you
just
put a microphone into like a woolly mammoth's throat.
yeah.
Is what that sounds like to me.
It's like when you're at a Six Flags and they're like, all right, I heard it that
You
time.
heard it that time, right?
I heard
Was
it
that a
time.
dookie?
No. That was like a fucking howl.
Yeah. It's like a howl. What the fuck is that?
I think it might be wind coming in through the.
Last I checked, the wind didn't go before it blew.
You got a wolf in your walls?
Just a bunch of wolves in your
It's
basement.
entirely possible.
we don't know about.
G-dang ring that you brought over. Ever since, I've been seeing things out of the corner of my eye, and I don't appreciate that.
You're welcome. My closet is fucking on a rampage. So the other day, I don't know. I guess not. I guess it imprinted on my house now. But
It's part of the drywall now.
so the other night, we're getting ready for bed, me and Lissa, and we are brushing our teeth and shit. And I walk out, and the closet door is open, and the light is just like flickering, just straight flickering.
You got crabs in there, man.
It's the crab for
The white
sure.
crabs.
But it was really weird because
Sorry.
like
They like to be called corner folk. Now that I remember that correctly.
we're gonna have to edit
reference.
that out. But so yeah, no, it was just fucking flickering. Light was switched off. Like there was no like wasn't up or
It
anything. It was just
decided
fucking
to throw a rave.
Yeah, I literally like walked in there, like hit the light switch, it was already off, and then like it just like stopped.
That's weird.
Yeah, it was
Because
weird.
the ring is here, and there's wolves in Mike's walls now, whether they be real or ghosts.
Ghost wolves.
Poltergeist. All right, where the fuck was I?
It's a good fucking
I
question.
cut all of this out
I'm
for
so
sure.
Yeah, no one needs to hear this shit.
No, everyone needs to hear this shit.
About the Mike's ghost wolves.
Yes.
You got wolves in the walls.
There's
cocaine about it.
Bobby.
There's a wolf in my butt.
I hope. The only reason I want to go boondocking. Anyway.
Nope. All right. And all right, so the next cut is to a screen that says, "Why not start your new life today?" And I would say remember that because it's gonna kind of come up a bit more. So this one ends, or well, it doesn't quite end here, but it goes to another black screen where it says notes. And it says, ECKVA Network was supposedly developing a children's show at some point, but its name was never revealed. Could it have been Alice Pastry? The version seems way too crude that we just watched. Why not start your new life today also sounds very familiar, but I can't figure out why.
Does Bruno Mars is gay?
Does Bruno
Does
Mars
Spider have
is
post puss?
all valid questions at this point in time.
Things to really think about, y'all. So we go to ECKVA 4. A new logo appears with a bunch of eyes in the background for some reason, and a "we'll be right back" screen shows up. We then get launched into a commercial for Preaxin.
Just blow through the ghosts. Like
I'm just gonna ignore them.
ignore 'em.
We've talked about them too much now that if we just keep talking about it, it's gonna be worse.
oh yeah.
So we get to a commercial for Preaxin. It's some sort of drug, a very typical drug commercial. You got the happy couple that are taking Preaxin on the screen, just fucking walking
About
to
to
the
fuck,
sunset.
probably.
Yeah. He probably can't on Preaxin, but it starts listing out all the side effects, and they're just absolutely horrible. And I think one of them was like, you might feel like an urge to be more outgoing, but also like way irritable and angry, and like it's just like a bunch of weird things. It's not great.
You
Like,
want to talk to new people, but also punch them in the fucking
yeah,
throat.
exactly. But we see that their slogan is "Why not start your new life today?" Sounds
Very
pretty familiar.
But we don't know why.
We don't know
We
why.
just can't.
It doesn't
put our
even
finger
matter
on
how
it.
hard you try.
Keep that in mind. The design is right, and I explain in due time. All I know.
and that's
Time
all we
is
can
a
do.
valuable thing. Oh right, shit. Copyright strike. Damn it.
No, we were totally off key. It's fine.
Yeah.
So after that slogan shows up on this medical ad, you get notes again, and it says, I lost it.
That's what happens when you fucking bring Mike Shinoda into the mix.
Snipe at the We're doing great tonight, guys. We're killing it.
Content.
To be fair, this is more coherent than we normally are.
That's fair. So a new screen shows up where it says notes, and it says, I interviewed for a job with ECKVA a long time ago, back when it was still operating. I was taking Preaxin around that time too. That's when.
That's when
100%.
mystery solved.
Anyways, so yeah, we get to ECKVA 5. Typical ECKVA screen that starts the video off like it do. And then we get a shot of a window with blinking lights. And this video was probably like the first video where I'm like, oh, this is going to be weird. This is going to be real fucking weird. So you're like literally like, it almost looks like you're looking into the window from outside of a house. And there's, like I said, it's like these blinking like white strobe lights inside, and then this fucking horrible face pops up in the window.
Yep, hated that a lot. I watched it last night. I rewatched everything last night at like 12 o'clock in the morning. I'm just like, forgot about that.
Oh no!
Skip.
But it's like immediately after it fucking, I think they kind of tried to jump scare you after, but it cuts to an emergency alert system screen, like just like right away.
Yeah.
And we get a voice saying, important information follows. There will be a knock at the door. Do not open it. Stay inside and watch TV. This is very important. This is very important. Keep looking at me. Keep looking at me. Keep looking at
And
me.
it keeps, yeah.
I was waiting for my door to have a knock at it. It was getting me so paranoid for the longest time.
Yeah, it's
They
not-
should have thrown in a door knocking like audio clip. That
Like
would
a
have freaked me.
stereo one
That would have
sounds-
freaked me the fuck out, man.
It's definitely creepy, especially with the like an EAS screen. Like, I don't know if this is the same way for you guys, but like when I was younger, like hearing that emergency alert system screen, like
Oh, I'm on high alert
totally
now.
like freaked me the fuck
Yeah.
out when I was a kid.
Oh,
So
yeah.
like it still like is like kind of triggering almost, but like not really anymore. But you know what I'm saying?
That
We hear it
beep,
all the time.
You hear
'cause-
like, and as a kid, I'm like, well, the world's over.
oh, we're dying.
So
There's a tornado at the door. But yeah, so basically, as soon as that ends, we get another note screen, and it says the internet connection at the house was interrupted before the broadcast was completed. This caused the auto upload to me to be cut short. I have to drive out there and see what happened. And then we move to ECKVA 6, and it opens with a shot of a house. This is the first like real video that we
Yes.
see in the series.
It's the first like
are you going to go over like
live action.
what the house is and like how it came to be?
No.
Okay, that's fine. It's
All
not
right.
It's not super important to the story. I was just wondering. And
Right.
feel free to
Right.
cut this.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
So, yeah. So we open with a shot of a house, and then it says basically there's text over the actual video, like they just edited text over it. And it says, "I inherited this house several years ago and don't have the money to fix it." And then it shows whoever it is walking up to the house. And then it says, while cleaning it out one day, I found that I was able to pick up the ECKVA broadcast signals better than I thought. I thought they no longer existed. So the house looks terrible, just run down, bare,
great.
empty.
It looks very similar to the house where we recorded that music video for Stranded.
Not where I was going with that.
I didn't think so either, and I saw that smile slowly start to fade.
It reminds me of the fucking oh my god, what was the episode with the dude in the house?
Post content.
Is it post content?
So there's a couple of frames and shots remind me heavily of post content.
Is that where he's like, I'm staying out in the field to fucking
Oh, the one
No.
where he like falls. Oh no, that's where he like falls into a box and out into a field.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
that's
that's
post-content.
that's Hi, I'm Mary.
No, that's
Where
post
she
content.
spends her
no.
time in a field.
Nope. The Windows XP like
yeah,
background.
yeah.
That's like that was super reminiscent. That was post content.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yep.
All right, so yeah, but yeah, that's basically what the house looks like as far as that goes. But it says, I put together a crude setup to have the station monitored at all times and for any broadcast to be automatically recorded and sent to me. He just has like this tiny little TV and radio setup on the floor. You can tell it's just like a very rink-dink fucking recording system that he has. And then it shows him messing with some wiring in the house that he says is faulty. And then he turns the radio to 9735 radio station of some sort, or at least that's what it shows on the screen. And then it says, I was unsure exactly what it was, but another broadcast had already been picked up once he got home. And then right after that, it cuts to another ECKVA screen. And then it looks like an actual like DOS loading screen from this point. It says,
The radio channels, I don't think those matter. I think he was just showing that he's sweeping through multiple radio channels.
well, he
'cause it
ends on
changes.
one, so that's why I mentioned it. But
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
think it does have
'Cause it's-
much to do with anything.
No, because it's constantly sweeping through multiple episodes.
Hey man, ARGs, you never know.
Yeah,
That's
you
true.
really
You
you got
never
to
know.
pick out everything you can.
Yeah,
you
you
never
know?
know what has to do
You
with
are
what.
absolutely right.
Because that could be a password, like in 4 years. You don't know.
Yeah.
It could be one of the extra, website pages.
Yeah.
You never know. So basically, like I said, we see a DOS looking screen and it says refreshing receiver list. And then it says null online. An exception has occurred in the system and it runs brightest_light. And then it jump scares the shit out of you to the next scene with a really loud dial tone. And then a picture of the fucking creepy man in the window shows up and says, "Are you sorry for leaving?"
Hate it.
The worst. Just
It's-
absolutely the
hate it.
worst.
Nothing is comforting about any of this.
Yeah, and then we cut to another screen, another black screen that says, "Note, was it waiting on me?" And we move on to ECKVA 7.
ECKVA 7.
Classic ECKVA screen, as per tradition. And then we see Alice Pastry on the screen again. The little doodle man is watching TV, and Alice goes to the doctor. So we see the doctor is very much this weird fucking face we've been seeing all over the place.
Yep.
And in all these other videos. And then we get an X-ray that is shown on the screen. And the X-ray is like the side of a skull with some like shit going on the head. But this like glitchiness happens on the screen, and this like ghostly figure with the words input error show up over and over. Right now, we don't really know what that ghostly figure is, but moving forward, you might start to understand.
Yep.
So, doctor cuts back in and says, "Diagnosis. Does not see what's important. House call dispatched." And keep those words in mind too. House call dispatched.
House call is a big one.
Yep. And then we cut to the classic note screen. It says, "I have no more doubts. This is specifically about me."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is he kind of just like alluding that the like show or whatever is about his life?
I mean,
That's what I
in a
understood from
sense,
it.
right now, you could say that yes, whoever this like narrator is on the videos thinks that whatever is happening is like targeting him.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Or her.
And this is they've had a suspicion about like being targeted, not a big one, but since pretty much the very beginning of all of this. And again, we're going to go over that a little bit more in detail on our part 2 analysis episode. This is more to just tell the story. Like, this is the information we have. But we moved right into another aptly named video named ECKVAnet.
Ooh.
This one, it begins with some super calm like elevator music, and you see kind of like it almost looks like one of the cameras that the city has access to, overlooking like a highway. It changes to another highway where cars are driving by. Then it goes to like what's the temperature like today? What's it feel like outside?
Very analog horror-esque.
In true analog horror fashion.
What time was it?
It was 4:52.
Wow.
And then after this, it cuts and we see a almost like an ad. It's just like a call for help, more or less. Like, we're looking for people to help participate in drug testing trials, and you will be paid. And after you see this screen for a bit, it quick jump glitch cuts to you see the character that Doug was talking about from the Alice's Pastry, the really, really, really prototype version. Just a little character. And it's like got like lines or like veins or something coming out of its face, and is like hooking up to that creepy face that we've been seeing in videos up till this point. And then it kind of just goes back to normal. The broadcast gets kind of cut off, and it's basically at the very end, you see again the notes section, and this is where they say that we have to go back and fix it because like the broadcast got cut off. We don't know what happened. I guess we have to go check out the equipment. ECKVA 9 is where the main. Did we say the main character's name? I don't want to give anything away if we haven't. We have not. Cool. I will keep that a secret then. So this the main character that we've been following up to this point, we see more live footage of him going back to this house. And Doug, correct me if I'm wrong, but was it in one of your videos where we saw the main character like fixing an issue they might have had previously?
Yeah, they were working on some wiring on the house.
Almost like it got like taken out, like the if anyone's ever done electrical, there's a screw inside each electrical socket that acts as like the house's like the ground for that.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, the ground was just completely disconnected from the socket. So moving forward, it cuts out again, and they go, okay, I have to go fix this again. When they show up, you see that the recorder, it's working fine. And he checks the socket a bit. And he notices, like, it looks like someone has, like, fucked with it. And if you look closer, you see a piece of paper sticking out of the back. And then you notice, oh shit, there's like a note back here. And all this says on the front, it's in big, it's an envelope. And he opens it, and in big Sharpie letters, it says database 452 active. And on the back of it, it says the word listen now, all one word.
452.
452.
Where we see that before?
What was the time?
It was 452 was when this took place.
That's wild.
Doesn't correlate at all.
No, not at all. This is definitely not a hint that you should be paying attention to those numbers at all in, a database somewhere or like a log screen or anything like that. So after this, he's looking at it, and obviously he's a little shaken up because
Someone's been in my house.
someone's in their fucking house. Granted, this house does not look like a house I would enjoy living in.
No, this house does not look like it has people in it.
No, it does not look like it has people in it.
Throwback.
So while this is happening, main character kind of gets startled and
So spooked.
very spooked by noises coming from somewhere else in the house. And as far as they know, they're the only person that are inside the house. And so they go to investigate a bit, walks through a couple of different rooms, finds nothing, heads back to the area where he found the note. And inside the envelope, there's also a pill. Now, one thing that you will notice is if you were a part of Clear Lakes, you should notice the similarities between this pill and the medication you would have found in that, as well as the medication you might have found in Marble Hornets.
And if you were a part of the Lake City Quiet Pills, you might realize that this isn't a bullet.
It has nothing to do with that or bullets. Yeah. You might realize those things.
But
But
Lake City,
Butt
Clear
Lake,
Lake,
Clear Lake,
Clear
Butt
Lake.
Lake. Yeah, it all connects somehow.
Butt Lake.
Mud butt.
But no, you're going to notice that this pill is this is a pill of Preaxin. And again, as we've already covered, this person was already on Preaxin at some point in their life. Timed perfectly.
So sorry.
Timed so perfectly. Jesus.
That was me using Preax.
That's the noise that when you come.
Yep, I too make the connection noise when I come. My mouth opens, my eyes go static, and just and that's how they know I've finished. So again, we're not going over the website shit, right? Nothing with the website.
I mean, if you want to, as you can mention it for sure, but I wouldn't like go deep dive into it.
I'm gonna. How about this? I will foreshadow it for sure.
Got it.
So the 452, both in the time as well as the database 452, that is something you need to pay attention to because that is a clue to a puzzle that you need for this section. We will explain that way, way, way more, and it will make way more sense once A, we've heard the whole story, and B, we've done our analysis videos or episode. So we get this pill. It's absolutely Preaxin. After this, we get this very quick cut, and we get this black screen with like these characters kind of like filtering in downwards, and it turns into this really fucked up looking face. It's like an ASCII like text image, more or less, and it makes this very strange face. Underneath, we get some like 3 dots, and then underneath that pops up the message, monitoring active. And then we get one saying, loading brightest light. Very last one we get says, house call complete. Why not start your new life today?
Why not, man?
Yeah,
So-
just might as well.
If there was any question that the person that has been filming, the person that's been setting up this like transceiver or receiver, that this was all directed and created for them, if there was any doubt in that at all, it is 100% erased because at this point, like, okay, cool. This is about specifically me. After this, the other thing that we can assume is that whoever like broke in to leave this note and pill, what? I can't pretend like this isn't happening anymore.
I knew you were, and I was like trying not to look at you because I couldn't. I was trying not to laugh too, but god damn it,
Doug, you get a gold star for the day. Mike, what? Come on.
It's funny.
It is very funny.
It's the noise they make when I come.
Ding ding ding. But yeah, so we basically confirm that whoever left this note, whoever fucked with the recording equipment or the receiving equipment, all of that is A, connected, and B, whoever did it is related to ECKVA, which is something that we had not put together at this point. We just kind of assumed these broadcasts were like a ripple that he was picking up at this random fucking house on a receiver that no one else was getting after a company went under and this is like the ghost of their marketing team or some shit like that.
Zombie ECKVA.
Yeah, exactly. But so that's the end of ECKVA 9. So ECKVA 10, we get a title, which is something that we don't usually get for these, and it says Alice learns to listen. This is so in this one we see the same very strange face that we saw in the last video. And if you guys will remember, there's the little Alice cartoon figures. As of right now, I'm assuming those are stand-ins for something bigger, but until we can confirm that, I cannot.
Yeah.
So again, we see the Alice face, and we see just a bunch of glitches, and then we see like a system resetting message. And after it resets, the first thing we see is like the beginning of a pre-Axon commercial or like an infomercial. I would call it an infomercial more than anything because it's like not selling it. It's more just listing like the benefits of being on pre-Axon. After this, we get another quick cut and we see some more live footage of our main character getting out of a car with his fun little blue gloves on, which again, I don't think we mentioned this. Every time you see him and you see like
Always wearing
his
them gloves.
hands, he's always got blue nitrile gloves on. I'm not exactly sure why at this point.
Yeah.
But he does. But he takes the pill. He's in a parking lot and he opens up a dumpster and chucks it in and basically says good riddance to it, saying like, we're done with this. We're done. That's the end of that one.
You're done.
In ECKVA 11, we get another title screen that says Quiet Bug comes home now.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love you.
And this one is I mean it's mostly animated and glitchy. The first that we see is we see this cute little creature with the same face as Alice from Alice Pastry, the prototype of that, but instead of like legs and arms as it had before, it looks like it's like got 4 underneath legs, almost like a ladybug. And it shows this little quiet bug floating across the screen where it like there's a TV floating towards it, and it's airing the last video.
Yeah, they're
ECKVA
watching.
10.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, it's airing ECKVA 10 as it like passes them, and as soon as they connect, the quiet bug just fucking freaks the fuck out, and it glitches all over the screen, and then all of a sudden it cuts, and we see that weird face again that we saw in the last one. It says monitoring active. But instead of saying like loading brightest light or house call complete like it did before, this time it says fault detected, response required, which is kind of unnerving, especially if you know where this goes. So the one thing that I noticed in this one, so when we see this little bug, it's like walking down this road towards this man that's like waving, and it's in front of this green, kind of almost abandoned looking house, which leads me to believe that is it's a graphic of the house that is currently being investigated, and the man out front is our main character, whoever that might be.
Real narrator vibes.
Very much so. And then after this, we get some notes, and basically it says that a security system is going to be set up in the house or around the house because, as it should, that freaked our main character out.
Yeah.
Several times at this point has been evidence of somebody entering, tampering, and leaving without their knowledge. So, yes, fucking set up some goddamn cameras, you stupid asshole.
Get a man with a gun to sit outside the door. You're not allowed here.
I'm not enjoying my notes for this next video. So we're going to ECKVA 12 right now. And the first thing that I have written down that I couldn't tell you what the fuck it means, it says a fat shit flies onto the screen. And I think like that's literal. Like I think like a poop emoji comes on screen and it like says something. If I remember this 100% correctly.
Were you drunk when you wrote this?
I was not.
Huh.
I was at work when I wrote these.
There's a poopy ball fart.
So I'm so sorry.
I just want to preface this that I love having access to everyone's notes.
You're looking at me as I'm reading through this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool. So this is where, so in ECKVA 12, this is where our main character goes once again back to the house. You know, after that horrible ordeal of being left a very weird note in which he was left a drug that he used to be on, and this could not bring up any kind of good memories. So he's forced to go back.
I thought you were going to say because of the fat shit that
Because
happened.
of the fat shit that flies on the screen. So he goes back to the house, and when he goes to open the door, instead of opening normally like it did in the previous videos, it literally just falls off the fucking hinges inside, and he goes, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, that was very funny.
It was.
He just walks at the door, just
He's like, "Oh shit!" Yeah.
literally.
Yeah,
the big poopy.
the fat shit that flies on the screen. And inside, so normally when you saw these shots, you would see like the little TV that was like broadcasting these picked up signals. And there was the receiver, and into the receiver was a blue Ethernet cord that ran over a little like side table. The blue cable is gone when he enters, and when he gets there, he sees what I assume is the security laptop that runs the cameras, except it's only half of it, and it's just beat to shit. It is beat to shit. And Mike actually brought my attention to this. If you look real close on the keyboard, the only keys that are missing is it just ECKVA?
I think I think it spells out ECKVAnet because the N's missing as well.
Okay, yeah, it's all the letters needed to spell ECKVAnet, which is it's a nice little Easter egg. But this again confirms whoever is coming into this house is directly related to ECKVAnet. So after he sees this, he hears a bunch of noises coming from another room, and this video got me for sure.
Mm-hmm.
He goes to explore, and he goes through two rooms. He hears a noise behind him, so he turns around, and standing there is just it's something. It's a being of some sort. It's completely blown out. It looks like a glitch incarnate, if I'm being honest. It doesn't look like a person.
Like TV static.
Yeah, it's like humanoid form if a humanoid was made of TV static and like that the test screen.
It's what you would look like via X-ray when your leg falls asleep.
Yes, exactly. This is leg folly sleepy syndrome.
But your whole body.
Whole body. Yeah,
Folly
exactly.
sleepy syndrome.
And creepily standing there holding a door handle, just going like, it's just
I'm vibrating.
Yes. But we get this horrible noise. The camera glitches, and it goes black, and we hear kind of like the semblance of a scream, which I assume is the fucking person that was in the house, our main character, being startled. Yeah.
Gasp.
And now we get to the notes section again. It doesn't even say none. It's just empty. It just says notes, and there's just nothing there. So in ECKVA 13, we get a system update, which after seeing what we just did, I would fucking hope so. Like if this was a video game and they didn't patch this shit, I'd be pissed. Basically it shows a detection system, which is like it's like a super shitty overhead map of, I'm guessing is the floor plan of the house.
Mm-hmm.
And it all of a sudden like a warning goes off. And so one of the rooms is filled in with just a bunch of percent signs. The rest of the rooms are completely open, almost like they can be seen. it's almost like this one room can't be monitored. At least that's what I took away from it. And then you see a warning that says movement detected. And it shows like these like, again, it's ASCII. It's all text based, like movements and stuff and imagery. And you see this like figure moving and it cuts back to live action. You see the interior of this room and there's like this mostly green, but like other than that, it's super glitchy. Like it's clearly a person. Like it's a person.
It's the same type of design as the weird staticky man before, just
Same
with a
static
different.
man. Yeah, it's
like-
just different angle. We can see a bit more about him, her, them, whatever this is. But the thing that caught my eye is in this frame, and I'm not sure how many people actually caught this. Is you see this this glitchy figure stumble into a room and like start writhing around on the floor and basically like go unconscious. If you look in the top right of the frame, you see almost what looks like a hand clutching the door that's made out of the same glitchiness. So what I gather is there are two things that are hunting this man, and they found him. They don't know what to do about it at this point. And that's kind of what I'm taking from this at this point. I won't go over any more aside from that. So after this happens, we basically get some scheduled programming called Quiet Bug and the Brightest Light.
The darkest day, brightest lights. Something about
Right.
evil be wearing
Green
my
Lantern.
light. Green lanterns.
All right.
All right.
That's the oath, right?
All right.
So yeah, we get the scheduled programming of Quiet Bug and the Brightest Light. And we basically get this so Quiet Bug was that entity from like one of the videos I had before where this little bug-like creature is walking towards the abandoned house that we have been exploring up until now. So we see Quiet Bug and we see a hand reach up, which we assume belongs to Quiet Bug, touching like this light-ish thing. And the hand turns from black to like a glowing white. That happens. His face cracks and it reveals a very creepy, reminiscent looking man. We've seen this man before. Albeit we've seen a blown out version of this man in its entirety. This is only half of his face, almost like Quiet Bug is this man, just in a disguise. And again, there's still no notes. The notes section is this one as well. And my last video, ECKVA 14, starts off with the system itself scanning for archived faults. We cut to somebody driving down a road. Then it cuts to two different Quiet Bugs that they're just like hanging out next to each other. And this one freaked me out because one of them got facial expressions and like its eyes open and like its mouth is just like gasping for air. And I'm like, this is unsettling as fuck. I hate this. I fucking hate this.
Yep.
And then it pops up and says next time. And then that cuts out and we see two of the Alice figures from the Alice pastry videos. One of them is a bit smaller than the other, but the smaller one jumps onto the head of the larger one and rips their fucking head off. And then it gives us the temperature, which is 73 degrees. And then our main character gets up. So we see like some tapping of nitrile gloves on floor, indicating that this is our main character. They get up off the floor, assumedly after being attacked by whatever the fucking thing was in the room with them before. And there's a bunch of banging noises. And once again, there are no notes. No notes to be had.
Okay, Mr. No Notes. Yeah, no notes.
That's kind of curious, though.
It is
We've been
curious.
having notes.
Where'd they go?
And if our
my
main
Joe.
character is uploading,
Why are there no notes?
why aren't there any
Because okay, I gotta wait.
notes?
Well, you don't
Yeah,
have to wait long.
Okay.
Because here I go again on my own. Episode ECKVA 15.
ECKVA
Here we
15.
go. It starts off with just a bunch of glitches, and then bada boom, you get the big this word. It pops up on screen. It's just the word blot, BLOT. It's just wavy, creepy blot just on the screen.
Okay.
And then you get text that just says everything you need. And it's like, it's got images of like a dude, and then like his face gets all like fucked up.
Yeah.
And then it says, sit inside and watch your favorite program. And it's like the guy by a TV, and he's just got the remote, and then his face gets all fucked up too. Everyone starts off normal, and then there's like subtle like changes, and then their face is all fucked. And
Can you
it's like,
imagine just watching a TV program and all of a sudden like your eyebrow ends up like under your chin?
yeah, that'd be fucked up.
That'd be
But
fucked
they start
up.
like bleeding from like the eyes and like all this like
Even
like
worse.
black ooze coming out of like their eyes and their nose and everything. And then you also get one that says it's better at the touch of a button, and it's guy just like sitting on like a couch with like a remote, just like, oh, and then he gets all like fucking demented looking. And then it cuts and it's back to our guy, and he's like running through the fucking forest. Typically how we're seeing things is through him holding like a phone camera or something. This time around, it's different. It's you can see both his hands, like he's not holding a camera this time. But we're still seeing somehow.
Yeah, so just a point of order. When in the video where he finds the note stuffed in the socket, he's very clearly holding a phone.
Mhm.
Like he has to like put it down with one hand and like he puts the phone down at one point to like open it. So like he
Yeah.
makes he's definitely holding a phone for that one. It's weird that he's not holding one for this one.
Yeah, this time his hands are free, and he uses them by coughing up a bunch of blood on them. And then we get a cut back, and it's like this like TV station, like pause screen or something. I don't know how to explain it. But it says that this is an ECKVA television production. And then we get our guy, and he just kind of collapses onto the ground. And then we get a message thread between a person named S. Hawkins 1928 and A. Raymond 4848. That thread, it actually goes on saying, I'm just going to call them Shawkins and Raymond, makes it easier.
Okay.
So that thread goes on to say, from Shawkins, it says, Shawkins says, I sent you the missing footage. Raymond, great, thanks. Shawkins, no problem. Shawkins, I have a quick question before you leave if you're not in a hurry. Raymond, okay. Shawkins, is anything besides footage stored in the archive? Raymond, I don't think so. Why? Shawkins, I found an old computer program stored in it. Raymond, that's strange. Shawkins, does Arc Listener sound familiar at all? Raymond, nope. Tell Danielle about it, I guess. Shawkins, I will. End thread. Very weird, very, very weird. So at that point, pay attention to Arc Listener.
Yes.
Do we want to go into any detail about that right now, or
So
save that for part 2?
I will say, remember, back in ECKVA 9, it's the first time that we saw the Arc Listener version 0.0.9 start monitoring whatever this is.
Mm-hmm. So that's the end of the video. Video 16, ECKVA 16. Our guy's back in the house, and we get a login page from a mezzanine messenger, which is, I'm assuming that is where all these message threads that you see between
It seems
Hawkins
like
and Raymond
yeah.
are coming from. Shawkins goes to log in, and it cuts to this weird, scary, glitchy man. Like, it's just like the login, and then it cuts to like the real life, like back in the house, and it's like this green glitchy guy, like the one we saw before, and he's just kind of there. And then we cut back to our guy in the house again. But this time that little TV that he was using is gone, but the radio's still there and it's still shifting through
Right.
threads. So it's assumed that whatever this weird glitchy thing is probably conked him out again. And he's kind of getting back to it again, realizing his shit's been stolen. We cut back to the message thread page, but now it says that Shawkins' login isn't approved and will be purged. We see an online user, and it's Raymond. He's the only one online at the moment. We now see our guy. He's kind of like hobbling his way over to the sink. He grabbed the little radio, and he's hobbling over to the sink. And he goes to pull his sleeve up because he starts like itching his sleeve, like his arm, and he pulls his sleeve up a little bit, and there's like this glitchy spot on his arm.
He's got the glitch
yeah.
schmutz.
Yeah, it's like this one little spot. It's like TV static, like on his arm. And then he turns around, and we see another glitchy creepy glitchy man behind him.
A Gleepy man?
The Gleepy man. The Gleepy man. We see the Gleepy man.
You've dubbed
I might
villain.
just call him the Gleepy man.
Gleepy man.
Now, it's hard to say if this is the same one or a different one, because the first one's green, this one's red.
Yeah,
And their movements are kind of different. This one's kind of like swaying back and forth.
yes.
Very weirdly.
I will point out
It's very off-putting.
The little like the hand that you see in the video I talked about, where you see like the two, like the one main glitchy person and then the one off in the corner. Couldn't tell what color was a part of it. It looked just like multicolor flashing for me. So just a little detail.
Yeah,
It's
one's
very
doing
fucking
more
creepy.
of like a square dance, and the other one's doing more of like a
line
cha-cha
dance.
slide.
Oh.
So it cuts back to our guy, and he's just back at the sink, just kind of chilling. And then the radio just starts saying, "You are the last. You are the last. You are the last." Followed by a message thread or a message from Shawkins. And he's asking Raymond, "Any luck with Arc Listener?" And Raymond responds with, "Something's crawling around my brain."
What?
Mm-hmm. And then Raymond also asks, "Can you help me find the brightest light?"
Actually, your notes say a roud.
They sure do. I typed all this up on an iPhone 12 mini, so spelling's not a thing.
Suck a butt.
Suck a butt. So we get a bunch of like error messages that pop up, and then the notes for this video come up. It's the first time we get notes for a couple videos now, which is interesting. And the notes say, "I don't remember any of what happened. I am the last. The radio is right. The spot on my arm is spreading." And then the biggest, fattest shit flies into the screen. That doesn't really happen, but that's what I'm assuming.
This is
Doug,
the name of the episode. Is a fat shit flies on the screen.
Doug wrote that into my notes.
I got to keep you all on your toes.
I think we should hire someone to just fuck with our notes. Like, we'll take really good notes, but someone has to like fuck it up.
So put in there just shitty poopy fart balls.
My penis is too hot.
My penis is too hot. So ECKVA 17. Hey, it's ECKVA. But this time they got a fun new logo. It's kind of like
Come to your house.
it's ECKVA coming to your house. They got a new video. And then, hey, look, it's Weird Box Man. It's like a cartoon of this little box, and he's just got just a face. And it's rather unsettling, if you ask me.
It is.
All the animations in this are unsettling as shit.
Yeah. And then, hey, would you look at it again? It's our little squishy cartoon guy from previous videos. Little adorable
Alice.
squishy boy. Yeah, Alice.
Can we just call this character Alice?
Sure.
Considering it's the
Yeah.
sole
Here's
subject
the
of
fun
Alice
thing.
pastry.
Here's a fun thing. Someone comes up, grabs the head, twists it, and then like pops the head off. And underneath is like this like glitchy like mess going on under there. I don't know how else to describe it. It's very hard to put it into words. It's just a glitchy, staticky
Horrors beyond
mess.
comprehension.
Yeah, right. So in my opinion, I think it's safe to say that this little cartoon thing represents our protagonist. I think we've already kind of established that a little bit. It makes the most sense to me.
I have some questions about some of the actions that have been performed.
Yes,
but I
me
would
too.
agree with that.
We get a few more glitches that happen, and then the what I'm going to call the Arc Listener pops up. It's like this,
the face.
it's the face of ECKVAnet, I would say. Like you
Yeah.
see this face a lot. It's just face with like a bunch of like made up of like a bunch of binary, I think it is.
Yeah.
It's ASCII. It's just
yeah.
like it's a text image.
Yeah, it's a text image of like a weird face.
So that ghostly figure I talked about in
Yeah.
my
This is
videos, this is that face,
Yeah.
that same face.
Yeah.
A little ghoul.
So
Little
yeah,
green ghoul.
little green ghoul. So
fucking
it pops
ghoulie.
up and it's just like, hey, we have a system update. We're gonna do that, and then it does that, and then we get a map of a house. Guess whose house that is? It's our protagonist's house.
It's Shawkins.
It's Shawkins' house. At least we think he's Shawkins. We don't know yet.
So let me ask you this. Is it Shawkins or is it S. Hawkins?
I'm calling him Shawkins just because it's easier,
What's
but
the other
it's
one?
probably S. Hawkins. A. Raymond.
Yeah, I think it's S. Hawkins.
Yeah, it's S. Hawkins, but I'm calling him Shawkins because it's easier.
Cool.
So ECKVA 18, we get the show for Alice Pastry comes back up, and this one is called Alice Pastry Gets Better. Yeah, that's right. So it shows Alice kind of like flying around like above these clouds, which I saw as a metaphor as Alice being on cloud 9.
I was gonna say high as fuck. But
They're doing their thing. They're real happy. And then if you look, like that weird doctor guy that we keep seeing pop up,
oh yeah,
his face is just kind of looming in the background. Yeah, it's just kind of looming in the background.
Yeah.
And then you see these like tendrils just kind of like grab this cartoon figure of Alice or whatever and just yanks them down through the clouds. And all while this is happening, the doctor's like face gets all fucked up and glitchy. Then we see this doctor, like, it hands, I'm going to say us, it hands us a pill, and our character here eats it, and it's like this really weird animation of it, like eating a pill. And then it glitches happen again. Hey, crazy. Guess what time it is?
it's 10:08.
It's 4:52.
Oh,
You were wrong.
Oh, wait.
We get a live feed of some cars just driving around, and now our
There's a lot of those.
Yeah, I know, right? It's really weird. And then we get a sign that says that our broadcast is migrating along with a progress bar. It's also a cool 78 degrees out, just to let you know. And this one is weird because typically before it would just be like clouds. This one has a face on it, and it's like too happy to be giving me the weather. I don't like it.
Oh, there's like a phase over the weather now.
Yeah.
Yeah, before it was either like it was a clock with some clouds, just some real low-fi.
Now it's a face, and I don't like it. It's part of the cloud, and I don't like it.
Time is a construct of human perception.
No. It's 78 degrees out, and now we're back in the woods, and we're like our protagonist guy is like walking up to a house. I'm assuming it's the house that we've been
Is it
through.
green?
I believe so.
Cool.
Yes.
If it's green, just assume it's
house.
the house.
Now it cuts back to a cartoon drawing of the house. This time with a giant version of our like cartoon guy, and it's like climbing out of the house holding that weird box face person thing. Yeah. And there's like this light shining down on the house, and it's like moving around a bunch.
Is it the brightest?
It is the brightest light. Kind of peering down on this home here. And we get that, and the guide starts like walking away from the home. And now we're back to our progress bar from before, from the program, the broadcast migrating. And it has a message that pops up, and it says, the signal at the house is dead. I need to find I need to find where it moved to. My arm is almost completely covered. And then the progress bar reaches Hundo P.
Hundo P.
It reaches Hundo P. And we get the ARC listener ghost face thing popping up. And we get a video of someone driving, like just on the street. They're just driving, just cruising.
There's a lot of that.
There is. I don't fully understand why, but there is. And then there's a note that says, I know where to go. I am unlocked. Weird.
Unsettling.
Unsettling. The next video is called TV Spot C. And we open on what looks like a kind of like an Atari video game like vibe of this fleshy hole in the ground called the
Smash.
Rot.
Smash.
It's called the Rot, and it's this gross icky hole, and a voice asks, do you want to destroy it?
Will you
Or
do
do
you
you
want
wanna
to
destroy
Will you
this
do
hole?
you?
Will you do you want to destroy it?
Do you want to destroy it or join it? Face your own fate in Louse from Galloway Games. The next video,
That's a terrible name for a game.
Louse, yeah.
Louse.
Well, here's a fun thing for you. The next video is called Louse 1. So
yeah.
this is the longest video of the series. I think it's like 6.5 minutes.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Now,
You always get those.
real quick, I just wanna say that episode 18 is technically the end of season 1.
True.
Yes.
True. Yeah. So that last couple, TV Spot C, and my next ones after that,
Yeah. The
were
last three
relatively
videos,
new uploads within the past like year or two.
Yeah. These three are the most recent, and pretty much everything that you're gonna find online as it comes to like analysis videos or just telling you what the fuck's going on here, they all end either at 18 or before. So these last 3 are all brand new, and this is kind of what we're going to be calling season 2. And we are also going to be on the lookout for the rest of it. So hopefully we can finish this up sometime in the near future.
Yeah, season 1 just ends with this person on the road saying they know where they have to go. And now we're talking about season 2 starts with us talking about some weird old like Atari video game, which I'm all in for. So,
yeah, same.
So here's Louse. Yeah, it's let's play some fucking Louse, people. So
is it like Joust?
Kind of?
Really?
No.
You riding an ostrich?
No, it's nothing like that. But that sounds fun. So it's it's called Louse, a trip through rot.
It's not a fun game.
Oh man. It looks fucking rad, I will say. Like watching this video, it was my favorite. There's a big old storm going on right now, and there's an old man that pops up, and he is called the Old Friend. The old friend says to you that we got to get the fuck out of here. This is kind of like a choice game, it seems. You get these options, they say their thing, and you get option A or option B. And then you just kind of pick. So you get the options. You choose to, the old man's like, hey, we got to get out of here. So then your options are, do you leave and thank the old man, or do you stay? So you choose to thank the old man and leave. The old friend says that he will stay, and we'll be taken by the house, or we'll stay in the house and be taken by the rot. And as you start to leave the house, you feel it moving in your eye. This is all like text in the game. It says you will feel it moving in your eye. Very ominous. It also says that the blot is awake. Remember that video?
I do remember the blot video.
The blot. We get an image of the blot, and it talks. It's like a really fucked up looking face. Yeah, it's very strange. And it asks, why do you seek the rot? And you say, to end it. You got options like to join it, to destroy it, to end it, to destroy me. So you choose to end it. It says everything hurts, and the blot calls you stupid and mentions it is watching. It basically is like, you're a fucking idiot, and I'm watching you, punk
You
ass.
stupid
Yeah.
dingus.
It says that the blot vanishes for now. So it's going to come back. The old friend opens the door for you, and you leave. You see the rot on the ground right in front of you, and it gives you the options to enter the rot or to leave it alone. You choose to enter the rot. You approach the rot, and the blot stirs in your eye. You look back at the house, and it is completely overtaken by the rot. You hear nothing coming from the house. You go into the rot, and you see its face. The rot then gives you, kind of talks to you, which is strange. It's this really weird, bloodied, fucked up face, and it calls you a pilgrim. And it's like, hey, pilgrim, thanks for coming in here. And it's like, I got a gift for you. Do you want it? And you go, yeah, fucking give me that gift.
That's my new diss. You fucking pilgrim.
You fucking pilgrim. And
Mist-poofing pilgrim.
So you
Mist-poofing pilgrim.
you accept the gift, and it's this like weird small box, and it just appears in your hand. And once that happens, you get these like glitches, and it's like, oh, program is failing, rebooting program, like,
Oh shit, is this
patch updated?
a Rocos? Did they give you a Rocos?
It might be.
Get rid of it. Bless
That was a sneeze.
Pussy.
Hey, you. So we get some glitches, and the gift melts in your hand. And then something like grabs your leg as the rot tries to pull you in. And then you get the options to fight back, run away, or let it pull you in. You choose to let it pull you in. There's a searing pain.
Not what I would have gone with.
I know, right? Fucking get the fuck out of there. There's a searing pain, and the blot wakes up. It speaks. It asks, you're fucking up right now. Give me control. And
It
then
asks or it tells?
it asks, and it's like, you should give me
It
control.
voluntells you.
Yeah. And then you get the option, give it control or don't. And you choose to give control to the blot.
That's a bad idea.
The blot bursts from your eye and then branches out all over, and it gives you a visual. It kind of looks like fucking like the Sharingan. It's just like, and then like you see all these like tendrils kind of come out of the eye a little bit. It's kind of cool.
Giving me mad Resident Evil 7, 8 vibes right now.
Yeah.
It might be
This whole
the
storyline.
mold and whatnot.
Yeah.
Also, I think everything just came crashing together for me. So I'm
So
gonna
you look
hold on to that
around
for a week, I guess.
So you feel this like searing pain. You can see barely out of your right eye, and you look around to see what is pulling on your leg, and you notice that it's the old friend, and then it shows you his face, and it's just this fucked up version of the old friend's face. And it says the old friend is tugging at your leg. He is in pain. The blot branches wrap around his neck and rips his head off. The hand that was on your leg then lets go. The rot starts to shrink, and the blot reverts back into your eye. You see the head of the old friend. It tries to speak. Do you let it speak to you? You choose yes. So you.
I wish he was actually like asking us these things. We were playing like a choose your own adventure.
Ooh. I choose to get the fuck out of there.
I would disassociate so fast and be like, let's fucking go down this rabbit hole.
So you choose, yeah, let's talk to the head. And then it says that you bring your face closer to your old friend's head. And it says to you that you now carry the rot. Do not suffer. And then the head melts. The rot then speaks, saying that it is now a part of you. It is with you now. And that's the end of the video. Oh, I cummed with the rot. Oh, boo-doo.
Come rot. Rot come.
Our last video.
Shredded
Sharded
barf.
Sharded barf.
Our last video is ECKVA 19. So we get some glitches, and our cartoon guy is dead. Like, there's just
Alice is dead.
not Alice. It's a different one. Actually, no, I don't remember.
Dude,
one of them is dead.
It's
There's so many.
hard to differentiate them all.
It glitches again, and now we're at a TV show called Andy ECKVAnet. I don't
What?
Nothing goes anywhere. It's just Andy ECKVAnet, and then it glitches again, and we're at this live feed of like this tunnel. It's like it kind of looks like a storm drain tunnel or something like that. It's very weird. You know how
Ratma's house.
kind of, yeah.
Hail Ratma.
And if
Hail
you
Ratma.
look in the
And fuck
tunnel,
Carbon, Kentucky.
yeah, if you look in the tunnel, you kind of see what looks like the Ark listener face, like that ghost face. You see it in there. It looks like that to me. I don't know if that's actually it or not, but that's what it looks like to me. You get some more glitches and some freaky ass cartoons just pop up on the screen. It's of a guy and then like this weird like cat thing, and it just zooms in on their heads.
Do you think that's Andy ECKVAnet?
It might be Andy ECKVAnet. And it just zooms in on their face, and they have this
Weird.
doofy look on their face, just like,
We might as well put one
and
thing
it's
together for the audience.
And it goes back to this man's face, and it holds on his face. And while it's holding on his face, this like hole starts to form on his forehead.
Acne was bad when you go through puberty,
it
man.
sucks.
I get it.
We then get this like glitch, and it goes to this like weird devil head, and the devil head is kind of like making this weird like noise. It's kind of like a cry, sort of. It's like it's kind of weird. I don't know how to describe it. It's very weird. I don't know how to describe it.
Sounds like a cry. Imitates weird laugh.
Imitates Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
Shit, my weed. So after that, it glitches back again, and we're back to our boy, like in real life. And he wakes up in this house that's looking like it's going through like construction. Like all the walls are kind of torn down. It's just like the wooden planks. I can't tell if this is the same house from before and it's just being worked on, or if it's a completely different home. I honestly cannot tell.
Well, this is the first installment of the newer season, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I wouldn't expect this to make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, not yet. So it glitches. It doesn't glitch again. Our guy then like looks down at his hands, and his hands are completely static. He then puts his gloves back on. It glitches back to that like dead cartoon character, and our version of our guy is standing next to it, all like depressed looking. Super sad
mode over here.
Yeah, it's super sad that this thing is dead. And then it's back to our boy. He's got his gloves on, and he's kind of like roaming around this house. And then he goes to like this like basement area, and he hears like noises coming from the basement. And then he starts to like run away, and you hear like footsteps like coming up the basement stairs, and you hear that like weird cry from before with that like devil head.
Oh,
You hear that again. And then our guy just kind of casually goes outside and just walks into the woods, and it just shuts off from there.
Wow.
And that is the last upload from ECKVAnet.
as of now. Damn,
As
that's
of
a
now.
fucking cliffhanger to leave on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. So
Would it
that's
be a
ECKVAnet
shame if
at
we
the
left
moment.
our listeners on a cliffhanger?
Just
Yeah.
next week, like, all right, we're doing something else.
Yeah, something else. This week on You
Don't
Figure It
hug
Out.
me, I'm scared.
This week we're doing the DK rap.
DK Donkey Kong. Well, unfortunately, that is very close to the end of our.
You know what's not unfortunate?
What?
Our website, deludipod.com
It's
or
fucking
deludi.com
fantastic.
or patreon.com/deludipod where
very
you can
own
chuck in
Moot
something or nothing.
Worked on that tirelessly in the basement of a Wendy's for like 10 days.
Yeah, what a nice
before they
boy.
let him out. Had to pass like all sorts of checks and stuff. So, you know, tell him thank you.
Yeah.
Then we
Linktree.
come to find out, not even a Wendy's. He's just been in his fucking backyard.
He's still in his driveway.
He
He's
did
still in
5
his
tabs
driveway.
of acid and just told us that's what happened.
YouTube.com/@deludipod. We got a handle on there.
Get that shit going. Get the
Linktree.com/deludipod.
YouTube going. Mike, I'm just going to steamroll through this because please get the YouTube going. We are so
Yes.
close
Yep.
to YouTube paying us.
Yep. You leave us.
Let you help them do that for us.
Mm-hmm.
I hope
Also-
that wasn't too confusing.
You can leave us a
Make-
bunch of likes and stuff
Make like
on there.
100 alt accounts. Subscribe.
whatever
Yeah.
it takes.
Yeah, but YouTube is very important. Get that going for us. And then what was I also going to say? Buymeacoffee.com, but let's be real, it's going to be beer. Buymeacoffee.com/deludipod. Linktree.com/deludipod. Our Google phone number, leave us a text, leave us a voicemail. We play voicemails at the end of every episode. That's
I got one on the right over here today.
Yeah, I saw that. It was very nice.
I haven't listened to it yet, but I've heard that it's very.
It's very good.
Very
It's very
heartwarming.
good.
630-909-9366. That's 630-909-9366. One more time, that's 630-909-9366.
Bop, 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 bop.
So
Hold
go
on, hold on,
there.
hold on.
Why would you do that? Redacted. Shut up. So go there. Also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, leave us reviews. Apple Podcasts, you can actually leave us like a commented review. On Spotify, you can leave us like actual like out of 5-star ratings. We're almost at 400. We're at like 395. Like I said, once we hit 400, I'm going to dress these boys up in old Victorian garb and take photos of them.
Why didn't I know about this?
Because I just said it and it became a thing.
You can find us at
power.
AOL.com/deludi, onlyfans.com/
Altavista.com.
Yeah, exactly.
AskJeeves/deludi.
I will also say
Usenet/r ±.deludi.
the Deludi daddy here is telling you to go kiss another daddy. I don't care whose. Go up to a stranger on the
that
street.
Turn them into a deludi daddy.
That's what. Yes,
Is this like
exactly.
a vampire virus?
Yeah, it's like a werewolf thing. So you go up to a random stranger on the street. You ask them, "Are you a daddy?" If they say yes, give them a kiss.
Kill them. Oh,
Give them a kiss. If they say no, kill them.
No! Kill him.
Dead.
Do you guys have anything you want to say to the people, the beautiful people, Badoo?
No.
Same, though.
I mean,
Like,
stay paranoid as always. It doesn't feel right. I was gonna not say it this episode, but it just doesn't fucking feel right. So stay paranoid, you chuckle fucks. Hold your very confused breath at this point, because after this episode, I'm sure you don't know what the fuck we are talking about. I'm sure of it, but hopefully next episode will clear all that up for you. It's got a very epic ending and a very epic tie-in. You just wait. This is slowly becoming one of our favorites, but again, stay the fuck paranoid.
oh. I'm going to say a string of words.
Cool, that was it. Good job, guys.
I briefly mentioned this before, but so fuck Corbin, Kentucky. Tootsie Rolls, when were they made?
No one knows.
Why is the
Gargamel
Elmer?
hasn't been brought up in.
Why is the Elmer's glue mascot a cow?
and
Why
not
is
a
it a
horse?
cow?
And not a horse.
Because that would make so much more sense.
What's some other things?
Hubert Lovecraft.
Hubert
Are we just
Lovecraft.
dredging up all like the old obsessions?
Yeah,
Yes.
if you guys haven't heard these in a while, it was time.
Bring them back.
I can't think of a damn other one.
If you don't hurry up, I'm going to start reading the Gargamel wiki.
No. We're done.
Hey,
We're done
we're
here.
Okay.
We're good here. We don't need to
Looking
bring
it
that
up
back.
right now. Gargamel wiki.
Yeah, well, guess what? I'm looking up the B movie full script.
The whole script. We're just going to have an annoyance off. Just
Well, I'm going to sit here and just burn my tongue on hot tea. So
All right, guys, we love you. Thank you so much. We will see you again next week, and if we don't, go fuck yourselves, I guess.
According to all known laws of aviation, there's no way a bee should be able to fly. Its wings are too small to get its fat little body off the ground. The bee, of course, flies anyway, because bees don't care what humans think is impossible. Yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, black. Oh, black and yellow. Let's shake it up a little bit. Barry, breakfast is ready. Booming! Hang on a second. Hello? Barry, Adam. Oh, I believe this is happening.